What's happening? How are you? I'm flying solo today, but that's okay because you are still with us. You're here, a view from the yard, and this day in sports. Today is October 10th, 2017, and boy, do we have a lot of things that happened today. Before we get to that, let's get through the important stuff. First off, follow us on Twitter, View from the Yard at Twitter. Follow us on Facebook, View Yard, and the newly created Snapchat, View from the Yard on Snapchat. See if you can be the first follower. Is it on Snapchat? Is that what they call it? First follower on Snapchat. While you're going over to Snapchat to follow us over there, we have a video for today. It's behind the scenes, us getting ready for the show. So check it out. You know you're going to love it. And also, right down below, like, subscribe, and join the, what's that mess? Post notifications. I always forget that one. Post notifications. So every time we update you with a new fun facts, sports facts for the day, you get the YouTube notification, and then you can check it out and astound your friends with all the knowledge we're about to drop down on you today. All right, now that we got all that good stuff out of the way. 11 World Series is ended today, and we're going to talk about all 11 of them. So I hope you're ready for it. The first one we're going to talk about is in 1920. The 1920 Cleveland Indians, Bill Wamsganis. No. You see his card right over here. Maybe you know how to say his name because I surely don't. He made the first unassisted triple play in the World Series. Also, in that game was filled with a whole bunch of firsts. Jim Bagby Sr. hit the first World Series home run by a pitcher. And if that was enough home runs for you, Elmer Smith hit baseball's first World Series grand slam over the Brooklyn Dodgers. All that happened in one game. So 3 firsts in one game, 1920. 1923, the New York Giants and the New York Yankees became the first team to play each other 3 consecutive World Series in a row. The Giants won the first 2 years, and this, in 1923, was the first year that the Yankees won a World Series ever, and it was the first World Series played in Yankee Stadium. Before that, all the games were played in the Polo Grounds, which is what both teams called home up until 1923. The following year, in 1924, the Washington Senators win their first World Series, beating the Giants in 7 games. This was the 4th time in a row for the Giants, who ended their 4 World Series years in a row streak at 2-2. Now, here's the question of the day. Are you ready? Question of the day. I'm going to add extra graphics on top of that. It's going to be awesome. The Washington Senators became what baseball team? That's the question of the day. What team did the Washington Senators become? And I'll give you a hint. It's not the Nationals. All right. In 1926, the St. Louis Cardinals beat the New York Yankees 4-3 in the 23rd World Series. And this was the first time the Cardinals made it to the World Series that they have won 11 times combined. So this was the first of 11 World Series victories. In 1931, St. Louis Cardinals again. This time they beat the Philadelphia A's 4-3 in the 28th World Series. It was a rematch from the previous year where the A's won that World Series the year before. 1937, we're halfway there. 1937, the New York Yankees beat the Giants 4-1 in the 34th World Series, which was a rematch from their previous year, in which the Yankees won it as well. This marked the Yankees' 6th victory in 15 years. And then in 1945, jumping ahead a little bit, the Detroit Tigers beat the Chicago Cubs 4-3 in the 42nd World Series. Paul Richards had 4 RBIs in the 7th inning to win the 7th game. And Warren Brown called it the worst World Series ever, the world's worst series. You can look that up. He was a writer. He was not happy. It was at the end of World War II. There wasn't a lot of players were still fighting in the war, so that's why he called it that. In 1951, the Yankees beat the Giants 4-2 in the World Series. I feel like I just keep saying the same teams over and over again. Yankees, Giants, Giants, Yankees. All right? They beat them 4-2 in the World Series. This was Joe DiMaggio's final game. And this was the last time the Giants were in the World Series while still in New York. All right, they moved soon after that. In 1956, on Bill Skowron's Grand Slam, you can see his picture here. I don't know how to say his name. Maybe you can. Grand Slam. The New York Yankees beat the New York Dodgers 9-0 in the 7th game. This was the last all New York City World Series until the year 2000. You had the New York Giants playing the Yankees, now the New York Dodgers playing the Yankees. Giants and Dodgers headed west. There was not another New York versus New York World Series until 2000, when it was the Subway Series of the Mets versus the Yankees. We have two left. In 1957, the Milwaukee Braves, Lou Burdett beats the Yankees, throwing 3 complete games in one World Series. 3 complete games in one World Series. It was the first time a team won the World Series after changing cities. So that was 1957. And last but not least, 1968. The Detroit Tigers beat the St. Louis Cardinals 4-3 in the 65th World Series that they trailed 3-1. And Mickey Lokes was the last pitcher in history to throw 3 complete game victories in the World Series. Pretty impressive. All right, so that's it. 11 World Series all ended on this day in history. So we had a lot to talk about today. Follow us right here. View from the Yard on Twitter. And then, right here again, View Yard on Facebook. And then, this is me pushing the graphic over. And then, View from the Yard on Snapchat now also. All right, as you see, Cameron's not with us today, but we have a very special guest. Our cameraman, Trey, will be reading the birthdays to you. So, from me, I'm out of here. Peace. And the next thing you'll see is Trey reading you the birthdays.
If today's your birthday, well, happy birthday to you. You share your birthday with these people. 1914, Tommy Fine. 1976, Pat Burrell of the Phillies. And 1984, Troy Tulowitzki. Happy birthday to you. Peace.